Hello and welcome. Prior to this video you should have reviewed and downloaded the datasets from the previous chapter and extracted those files to your local computer. If you haven't done so, please do that now. We have had a brief overview of Power BI Desktop and the current screen shows a new Power BI canvas as seen at the top here. Our first task is to connect to and import some data. Let's navigate up to the top ribbon. Click on the drop down next to Get Data and select Text CSV. That's the drop down next to Get Data and Text CSV. Navigate to the data files you have downloaded. Expand the data folder and then open the US Sales folder. Select the Sales CSV that is available in there and click Open. When connecting to a CSV file or any other file, you'll be greeted with a preview of the data. In this instance, we are connecting to a CSV file and we have a few options at the top here. Notice the option for data type detection. This option allows Power BI to automatically assign data types for each column based on the first 200 rows of data. We are going to leave those default settings and select the transform option at the bottom, which will take us into the query editor. It may take a few seconds for the next screen to appear, so you can pause the video at this point until it has loaded. The query editor, as labelled at the top here, will open up in a new window, and this is where the bulk of the data transformations will take place. We will review the editor in the next section, but for now, let's import some more data. Navigate to the top ribbon and let's click on the drop down under where it says New Source. From the list, select Excel. From the US Sales folder, select the BI Dimensions Excel file and click Open. You will be greeted with another pop-up screen, this time a navigator that shows you the various datasets available in the connected data source. Clicking on the names will give you a preview of the data available. Notice the icons are differentiated from the name tables and Excel sheets. We saw earlier that our Excel workbook contained 3 sheets and a name set. Those are available to add here as queries. Let's select the top 3 options here and click OK. After a few moments, the name sets and Excel sheet will appear as separate queries here on the left. We will clean the dataset shortly, but for now, let's add some data from another source. From the top ribbon, click on the drop down under New Source and this time select More. This will open a window showing you all the available sources from Power BI. They include both online and on-premise data sources. Find and select the folder option and click on Connect. By clicking on the Browse button, you will need to navigate to the International Sales folder located in your download files. Take a moment to locate the International Sales folder. You may pause the video if necessary. Once located, highlight the International Sales folder and click OK. On the next screen, click OK to continue. After a few moments, a preview will appear showing us the contents of our connected data source. We saw earlier that the International Sales folder contained individual CSV files from the various countries. Power BI has picked up those files in this preview, along with some additional details. In this instance, we know that all the files in this folder have the same columns, and so we can tell Power BI to combine all these files into a single query. Let's do that right now by clicking on the Combine and Transform option here. The next screen will ask you to confirm data types, and again we will leave the default settings and click OK. After a few moments, the single query will appear in the Queries column here on the left. above which will be a function that Power BI has created to handle the joining of the files. We can ignore the function at the top and concentrate on our single international sales query here. We've now imported all the datasets for this workshop. In the next video we will familiarise ourselves with the Power Query editor and continue with our data transformations. See you in the next video.